Hello, hello, my friends. Another dedicated candle review for you today. We are going to be talking about caramel sundaes, dark salt, and coconut. Now, this is one of the fragrances that will be available in the March restock that is happening this Sunday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It would be March 23rd of the year of our Lord 2025. Let's go ahead and go over the fragrance notes of this candle. I'm going to share with you what my burn experience has been. This is one of their 2-wick candles that is approximately 18 ounces of 100% soy wax. Caramel Sundaes is a small business based out of Georgia. They pride themselves on being non-toxic. Their candles, their cleaning products, they even have some body care products. So if those are things that are important to you, then this is a brand that you may want to give a chance, because I've actually been pretty impressed with a lot of their products that I have been trying. I'd say over the last like 4 or 5 months, I've been purchasing from them, and they've had some hits. They've had a couple of misses for me too, but for the most part, I've been pretty happy with my purchases, which is what keeps me coming back. So this candle does retail for $31.99. That price does include shipping on their candles. So I will talk about at the end here, if you've never shopped with them, how you can get your hands on this candle if it sounds like something that you are interested in. Also, I did just want to let you guys know that I am filming outside on my back patio today. The month of March tends to be very windy here in Arizona, so I hope my mic is drowning out some of the background noise, but you might hear some some wind chimes in the background and maybe some little gusts of wind. And also, if you tend to notice that the flames are dancing around, that is why. So let's go ahead and talk about the fragrance notes on this candle. We have top notes of vanilla, sandalwood, and tonka, mid notes of coconut, cream, sea salt, base notes of white chocolate and peach. So this was one of the candles when it was made available in the February restock that initially was not on my radar. However, I saw Caramel Sundaes post on their Instagram stories not to sleep on this candle, that it was different from their typical like gourmands. I would say that Caramel Sundaes, a lot of their fragrances, particularly in the fall and winter months, are very, very gourmand heavy. I would say like probably 80% of the fragrances that they offer in their candle lineup tend to lean very gourmand. But this one is not. And I have actually been pretty happy with the purchase. When I initially got it in on Cold Snip, I wasn't sure what to think about it, because I will tell you that the top notes that I smell are the vanilla, sandalwood, and tonka. It's definitely got kind of that woody, sweet, earthy type of vibe. Not earthy like a moss note, but tonka carries with it kind of like a vanilla bean type of fragrance to my nose. That's how it comes across. It's a little bit smoother. It lacks the creaminess that I would typically think of in a vanilla fragrance, but I did smell that like woody accord on top. The mid notes of coconut and cream and sea salt, I will actually tell you that while this to my nose is not like noticeably like tropical coconut fragrance, that's not really what I get. I would say that there is an element of coconut in here, but again, the nose doesn't really go out of its way to like really determine, oh, I'm smelling coconut. I will tell you that throughout this burn, what note stands out the most to me is that sandalwood note. And it's actually the sandalwood note that I really, really like. It reminds me an awful lot of the sandalwood note that's in one of my all-time favorite Christmas fragrances, although this is not a Christmas fragrance. It does not remind me of Christmas, nowhere near there. But you guys know one of my favorite fragrances at Christmas time is Bath & Body Works Winter White Woods, which disappointingly did not come back in 2024. They need to rectify that in 2025 and bring that fragrance back. But they have a sandalwood note in that candle that I absolutely adore. And I will tell you that the sandalwood note that I'm picking up in here is also very, very nice. It's sophisticated. I'm realizing that I actually really do like the sandalwood accords in a lot of fragrances. It was never really a scent that was on my radar. But as I burn more candles and and I just kind of start to like hone in on what some of my preferences are, I have realized that sandalwood is a note that I do enjoy. There's a warmth to it. There's a little bit of sweetness, but again, it's kind of earthy. It's woody and slightly masculine in some ways. But again, this fragrance doesn't lean masculine cologne or anything like that to me. This to me is a perfect candle to burn on like a summer evening. It's sophisticated, again, with that sandalwood and the tonka. You get a little bit of sea salt, and then every once in a while, I get a little tiny whiff of coconut mixed with that sandalwood note. And again, the coconut is not like sunscreen coconut. It's not even really like pina colada tropical drink coconut. It's very kind of like meaty coconut. I guess that's the way that I would describe it. As far as the base notes of white chocolate and peach, I could see like maybe white chocolate accord would give maybe another element of creaminess and sweetness to this candle. I don't detect any peach at all, to be honest with you guys, which I was a little bit nervous about because we all know how much my husband Cody loves peach fragrances. Wink, wink. He does not like peach fragrances, but thankfully I don't smell any of that in here. This is for those of you who might really love like a beachy, sophisticated, slightly masculine fragrance, but you don't want anything that smells beachy in the terms of sunscreen, aquatic, overly coconut, overly tropical fruity drink. This is a sophisticated beach type of fragrance, and I have really been enjoying it. So much so that I will give you a little bit of a spoiler alert. I will upload my video on Saturday about what candles are on my wish list for the March restock. And they do have a candlewood, a candle listed. I think it's called Positano. That also has like a sandalwood and vanilla type of notes in it. And that is one of the candles that is actually on my wish list because I have been enjoying this fragrance really well, or a lot. And they do sandalwood well. That's what I was meaning to say is that this candle, I really, really like their take on sandalwood. Much like I really like how they do pistachio. I think that they've done this very well. I would say that the sandalwood is different, but equally as sophisticated. If you like the way that Harry Slatkin does sandalwood in his Homeworks line, then I think that you will be very pleased with the sophistication of the sandalwood note in this candle. Let's go ahead and talk about performance. You can see right here in front of me, I've got a nice deep wax pool. This candle has been lit for a little over an hour now. Not having any issues with the wicks. I have talked about in several of these reviews now that the lip of these vessels by nature do catch a tiny bit of soot, but this candle is not overly sooty for me. I do tend to trim the wicks on Caramel Sundays candles, particularly in the beginning. I usually every 2.5 to 3 hours. As the candles burn down more though, I do find myself not really having to do that as much. I still will make sure that I trim these wicks just because I don't want them to get too sooty on me. These are 100% organic cotton wicks. And so, you know, the longer that you burn them, you do risk some soot accruing off of the wicks, but it does not get the wax sooty and it does not alter the fragrance. Strength and throw of this candle, I'm going to tell you guys, like I've mentioned with a couple of other Caramel Sundays as well as Kringle, I do think that this is a side effect of soy wax candles, 100% soy wax candles. It takes about 2 burns for the candle to really start to come to life. So on my first burn, I really didn't get a ton of strength and throw. I did burn it in my closed concept bedroom. I could smell it, but it wasn't very, very strong. I will tell you by about an hour and a half into the second burn, this candle really started to come to life. I have burned it out in my open concept living room, and I'm going to go ahead and settle that this candle is about a 7 in terms of strength and throw. I do definitely detect it. Again, sandalwood is a fragrance that's hard. I feel like sandalwood is like one of those fragrances that typically performs well in my house. It is definitely a noticeable fragrance. It's not a soft scent. It tends to be a little bit hardier of a fragrance. But this one for me has been about a 7. Out in the open concept, I can smell it. It's not smacking me in the face. However, this fragrance is pretty strong when I burn it in a closed concept. When I've burned it in my kid's bedroom, and by kids, I mean my teenage daughter, when this candle has been burning in her bedroom, or when I have burned it in my master bedroom, which again is a little bit bigger, but still lower ceilings, it's definitely noticeable. It definitely puts off a decent amount of fragrance. So Overall, you guys, if this candle is on your radar for this restock, I would go ahead and say 2 thumbs up. I can actually see myself, well, I'm kind of on the fence. There's part of me that wants to put this candle away, and if I'm able to get my hands on that Positano this weekend, put it away and maybe burn it alongside as like a companion to that fragrance. But the other candle that I'm actually really enjoying burning this alongside right now is Country Candles Seaside. Very nice, just again, kind of like sophisticated nighttime summer vibes. I know we're nowhere near summer yet. Actually, next week here in Arizona, we are, I think one of the days we're actually supposed to have a daytime high close to 90 degrees. That's kind of unusual for this time of year for us. We usually are getting into the upper 70s, low 80s, I would say, during the daytime. But yeah, this is definitely giving me like summer vibes, sophisticated summer nights, I guess, type of vibes, and I'm here for it. Another candle that I did like pairing this with was Homeworks' Namaste Woods. So again, nice summer fragrance, nice evening fragrance. Let me know in the comment box down below if you purchased this during the February restock, what your burn experience has been with it. I know on my ice cream sandwiches review, there were some of you guys that had some mixed performance or a little bit different performance on it than what I was experiencing it. So as this brand is not as quote unquote big name as some of the other candle brands that I have reviewed on my channel, like Kringle or Homeworks or Bath and Body Works, it's really helpful if you guys chime in that comment section to let us know how your burn experience has gone if you are purchasing from this brand. Because my goal always with all of these reviews is to be able to give you guys enough information to make purchasing decisions, especially for this brand because they are a little bit pricier. Do I think that they are good quality? Absolutely. They're clean burning. You don't have to worry about VOCs or phthalates or parabens or any of the things that people might be concerned about. And I'm supporting a small business. So personally, I'm okay with spending that money. But again, I want to make sure that when you're spending that money, that you don't walk away feeling like you quote unquote got burned. So again, if you are interested in purchasing this candle, it will be available this Sunday, March 23rd at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you go down to the description box, if you are not currently signed up to get early access texts from Caramel Sundays, I would highly encourage you to go do so because if you go to their website right now and you see this candle listed, it is going to say that it is sold out. Their business model is where they do a monthly restock. They give a date every month where the candles will be available, and usually things sell out very quickly once they go live. Sometimes if there are candles left over, they'll keep them up for a couple of days after the restock, but then they take everything down and it's on to the next month's launch. So don't be disappointed if you're watching this review on Thursday when I'm uploading it and you're like, hey, everything's showing sold out. Yes, it's because it won't be available until Sunday. So please hit thumbs up if you found this video helpful. Consider subscribing to my channel if you are new. Tomorrow I will have a review of Homeworks' Cinnabunnies up for you guys. So yeah, our week of candle reviews continues. I'm going to be busy with some candle reviews pretty much for I feel like the next month and a half, 2 months. I've got a lot on my review schedule for all of you guys. So again, if you don't want to miss out on them, make sure you're subscribed. I do want to say thank you so very much for spending your time here with me today. And until my next one, I hope you all go out and have a very blessed day. Bye.